Welcome back to Hermiting with Holly and Susan. And today we are talking one of Holly's favorite things that she's been doing, and that is genealogy.
I have been doing it for the longest time. I will send you one really cool picture I found. And you can
Okay,
pop
I'll
it up
put
right
it
here.
in. All
And
right.
I just keep finding these little tidbits that just make me so happy. I think I mentioned before that we found out where our cottage is. I could walk to a piece of land that one of my branches of the family homesteaded. How cool is that? I mean, like
That's
I've
pretty
driven
neat.
by it for
Yeah.
years and years without knowing. And so, and my newest find that gave me such glee is I met a relative that I'd never met before, and she had a copy of my great grandmother and her sister, I think one of her brothers, mainly her and her sister though, were singing. And so they were playing the auto harp, which I'd heard of, but I wasn't really sure. And I thought dulcimer, but it's more of an upright kind of, look it up. They're kind of cool. So that's been my newest cool family find. I just have more fun digging into it. And I've given this a lot of thought. I think it's because I am, in fact, a storyteller. And every new branch, every new name, every new section of the family history that I find is a story in its
Right.
essence. And I might not know it all, and I might be filling in blanks myself, but I find it utterly fascinating. I'm not sure my family does as much when I call it. I do this really cool find. Nobody seems to get quite as hepped up as I do, but that's my fun. How about you? Have you done any family tree
I
exploring?
I have not. Now my aunt has done a lot on my dad's side, and my mom has been doing some. I mean, I love old family pictures and old family stories. I love all that, but I haven't done a lot of it myself. But lately, most recently, interestingly enough, we've come across some old family photos from when I was a kid, like family friends. One contacted me on Facebook and said, "Hey, I was cleaning out and stuff, and I found a bunch of old pictures of you and your sister and stuff when you were kids,
Oh,
and I
nice.
wondered if you'd wanted them." And I said, "Oh, absolutely, send them to me." And then in another one, and again, these were shared kind of on Facebook and email. We got some old family photos. When I was a little kid, my dad had his own business, and my mom and dad would go out for dinner once. At first, it was just once a week, and then it was like twice a week. And on Saturdays, like my mom would go and get her hair done, and then they would go out for dinner. And so we would have a babysitter. And one of our very first babysitter, her name was Amy, and like she would go on family vacations with us and stuff like that and
Nice.
everything. She was, and my mom had been looking for her for years, trying to reconnect with her. And about maybe a month ago, maybe not even a month ago, my mom finally connected with her. And
Oh,
it's really funny. And so some pictures have come out from back in those days, the old days. And it's just really kind of fun. And it's funny because of course here she's old, obviously older than I am because she was my babysitter. And it's like kind of funny because in my mind, she's still that teenager who was my babysitter.
it
But
is. It is. I love it. So that's my New Year plan. And I did it not last year because I was sort of laid up, but the year before, I'd started like every winter going through boxes and just all the stuff we have and really trying. I bought a
label them.
small business worth of acid-free sleeves. So everything gets labeled, everything goes in those. I've divided them up into the various branches of the family
Hmm.
and trying to like duplicate anything from my brothers, my husband's sisters, so that they all have access to it as well.
Right.
No, it's a huge undertaking because family history is something himself is really into. So we have a ton of stuff here to go through. But my thoughts are it's just time to get it done, get it organized.
Yeah.
And so,
One other really nice surprise that I got, and it was really funny the way that it went down, was my cousin sent me, and I'll take a picture and pop it in here. My aunt, who passed away a good number of years ago now, unfortunately, had a collection of these little cows, but they're really cute figurines. And my cousin, I get a box, like, you know how everything was held up. And my birthday is right before Christmas, and everything was all held up. And I get this box from my cousin, and it's wrapped in brown paper, and I open it up, and the box was Christmas tree lights. And I'm like, that seems a little weird. That just seems a little weird. But okay, that's cool. She sent me Christmas tree lights. So I text her and I go, hey, Deb, thanks so much for the Christmas tree lights. It was very thoughtful of you. And she goes, I didn't send you Christmas tree lights. She goes, I sent you one of Mimi's cows. I'm like, wait, what? I go, I didn't open the box. I was like, oh, Christmas tree lights. So I said, I did wonder why there was no note, Deb. There was no card. There was no note. So I opened the box and in it, and like I said, I'll drop a picture in there. Here was Mimi's cow. And I love that because, again, I mean, that's the kind of thing. And I think that's something that's worth mentioning to everybody. If you are downsizing or cleaning out or whatever, do consider asking other family members before you toss it or donate it or sell it. Do consider asking family members if they might want some of this family stuff. It's funny. This is why my house is a hodgepodge. Like, there is no theme. There is no anything. I like what I like, and that's it. And I like family stuff. And I like things that give me a connection like that. And so actually the cow, even though it's a Christmas cow, will be on permanent display in my living room with all the other family.
I have, I don't know if we can see it in here. Yeah, the sun's hitting it. Yeah, that's an entire cabinet of Santa Claus that my father-in-law made. Right. That's out all year. And I've added to it. Some of mine are in with his now.
Oh. See, that's nice.
Well, I was just talking to somebody. I posted he had made us a Father Time that I pull out every New Year's, and posted that. And she was asking about it, and I said, he made it. He's passed now. I treasure them. But I think of him so often. I made so many Santas because he made Santas. And even if you've looked at my pottery ever, my HJF on the bottom is an homage. Similar? He did a DJF that was very similar. Right. And so I kind of took that from him and ran with it. So, yeah, I love that kind of tradition. I love that you can see where all my gnomes and my Santas, who inspired them and why I do them. And so it's
that's awesome.
So family stuff, I guess we'll leave it one. Family stuff. What kind of family stuff do you have in Treasure, or do you do genealogy, and are you finding kicks and giggles out of that?
Yeah, got any cool or juicy stories that you found out from that?
I did find my mother's side of the family came from New England and had been there pre-revolution, so I've got very firm roots. And so they were traveling, and I could catch like censuses. They came from up in like Connecticut and that whole area. They hit New York and stayed there for a while. I found them on one or two censuses. One of them, our direct ancestor, thank you very much, went out one night drinking and froze to death. I found the newspaper article talking about his freezing to death because he was so drunk. And I called Mom. She was still alive at the time. I'm like, oh, Mom, I found your relative. She's like, why don't you ever bring me good stories? Why do you only bring me these relatives?
You're like, I didn't write these stories.
I didn't give the alcohol. So
I didn't make this up.
There you are. So we'd love to hear some of your family stories. So please feel free to share them.
All right. And we will see you next time.